Today, the Biden administration and the Department of Justice have changed and modernized the definition of a firearm. Why? To be able to include those so-called ghost guns in regulations already on the books. I've been telling you in several videos since last year, the president has been going after these so-called ghost guns. Generally, they are easily assembled by the purchaser or can be 3D printed at home with kits that are easily accessible online. The problem? Those pieces, parts, and kits don't have serial numbers, which makes them very difficult for law enforcement to track and don't require background checks to purchase. Well, that changes today. The new rule is called the frame or receiver final rule. It will take effect in 120 days. The new rule is 364 pages. The short version of what's going on, there are 3 parts to it: serial numbers, background checks, and record keeping. The new frame or receiver rule updates the definitions listed in the Gun Control Act of 1968 and the National Firearms Act of 1934 to make sure some modern split receiver firearms and parts, pieces, and kits used to build working firearms are required to have serial numbers. That means firearm sellers, including those who sell kits, must also conduct background checks on purchasers, just like requirements for all other commercially made firearms. And this isn't just for new kits or pieces or parts. The new rule also requires federally licensed dealers and gunsmiths who take these types of guns or parts in as part of their inventory must serialize them before reselling them. The last part of this new rule requires federally licensed firearms dealers to keep purchasing records until their business closes, and if and when it does, those records must be transferred to the ATF. This new rule has been in the works for more than a year, and the Department of Justice received more than 290,000 public comments on it, which is the highest for any rule in ATF history. Speaking of history, the Justice Department says last year alone there were more than 19,000 privately made firearms, or ghost guns, recovered by law enforcement in criminal investigations across the country.